How to turn regret into wisdom in your later years. The shadow called what if. There are moments in life that never leave you. The things you said too harshly, the opportunities you didn't take, the people you lost because pride spoke louder than love. After 60, those memories return like quiet echoes, not to punish you, but to remind you that you're still alive enough to care. Regret can feel heavy, like a stone you've carried for decades. But what if it isn't meant to weigh you down? What if regret is life's way of handing you a mirror, saying, look, this is where you grew, this is what you learned, this is who you've become. Because regret isn't a curse, it's an invitation to turn pain into perspective. The weight of unfinished stories. Every person carries unfinished stories, words unsaid, dreams delayed, chances missed. We imagine how things could have been if we'd just chosen differently. And we forget that the person we were back then didn't know what we know now. You made the best decisions you could with the tools you had at the time. That's not failure. That's being human. Regret loses its power the moment you replace judgment with compassion. Because when you forgive your younger self, you free your present self. You stop asking, why did I do that? And start asking, what did it teach me? The myth of too late. One of the biggest lies time tells us is that it's too late. Too late to fix a relationship. Too late to follow a dream. Too late to change who you are. But regret becomes wisdom when you stop measuring your life by the clock and start measuring it by courage. You may not be able to rewrite the first chapters, but you can still decide how the story ends. It's never too late to apologize. Never too late to start. Never too late to love. And it's certainly never too late to forgive yourself. Because regret fades when responsibility meets hope. The mirror of reflection. Every regret holds a reflection, not of your weakness, but of your awareness. It's proof that your soul has grown wiser. When you feel regret, it means you've evolved beyond the person who made that choice. That realization is powerful. It means you're no longer stuck, you're awake. Reflection without judgment is where healing begins. You can't change the past, but you can change the meaning you give it. When pain becomes teacher, think of the hardest moments in your life, the losses, the heartbreaks, the wrong turns. Would you be who you are now without them? Regret shows you what matters most by showing you what you lost. It's a compass disguised as sorrow. Pain, when faced with honesty, becomes wisdom. It shapes your empathy, deepens your kindness, and sharpens your gratitude. You can't undo the pain, but you can use it to build a softer heart. The power of saying, I'm sorry. Some regrets come with faces and names. People you hurt, people who hurt you. And as the years pass, you begin to wonder, is it worth reaching out now? The answer is yes. Always yes. Even if decades have passed, forgiveness still heals. Maybe they moved on. Maybe they haven't. But the apology isn't for them. It's for your peace. And if you can't speak to them directly, write them a letter. Say what you need to say, then release it. Closure doesn't need permission. It needs courage. Turning I wish I had into I will. The mind loves to replay what could have been. But what if you turn that energy into action instead? For every I wish I had, create an I will. I wish I had said I love you. I will say it to everyone who matters now. I wish I had traveled. I will start exploring nearby today. I wish I had taken care of my health. I will begin with one walk this morning. Regret loses power when you convert it into motion. Because wisdom is not what you know, it's what you apply. The 7/30/90 day regret to wisdom plan. 7 days, the release. Write down every lingering regret. Next to each, write what it taught you. Patience, humility, compassion, courage. End each list with this sentence. I release what I cannot change, and I embrace what it gave me. 30 days, the repair. Reach out to one person per week. Someone you need to forgive, or someone who once hurt you. If you can't speak, right? Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means you're choosing peace over poison. 90 days, the renewal. Turn one regret into a project of purpose. Missed a creative dream? Start it now. Missed spending time with family? Schedule it weekly. Missed helping others? Volunteer or mentor. By day 90, you'll notice something miraculous. What once felt like shame will now feel like strength. Because wisdom is simply pain that's been processed. The gentle art of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. It means alignment. It's saying, this happened. I can't change it, but I can still create beauty from it. Life was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to be honest. When you accept what's behind you, you stop stumbling over it. You start walking freely into what's ahead. Acceptance transforms regret into respect. Respect for the lessons, for the timing, for the journey itself. When regret turns into gratitude, the most beautiful transformation happens when regret becomes gratitude. When you look back and say, I wish it hadn't hurt, but I'm thankful it happened. Because that heartbreak taught you empathy. That failure gave you humility. That loss showed you love's true value. Gratitude turns pain into wisdom, and wisdom turns aging into awakening. Your story isn't over. Sometimes we hold regret because we think it defines us. But your mistakes are not your story. They're your lessons. The story is what you do next. Every breath you take is a new sentence being written, and the chapters that come after regret are always the most inspiring ones. You are still the author, and redemption is always within reach. The gift of sharing your lessons. One of the greatest ways to turn regret into wisdom is to share your story. Tell someone what you've learned. Guide them away from the pain you once faced. Use your scars as light posts. Your honesty might be the very thing someone else needs to hear. When you turn regret into guidance, you transform it into grace. That's how your past becomes purpose. The freedom in forgiving yourself. You've forgiven others your entire life, but maybe the one person who still needs your forgiveness is you. You don't owe perfection to anyone, not even yourself. You owe honesty, effort, and kindness. That's all. You were never meant to live without mistakes. You were meant to learn how to live because of them. The moment you say, I forgive me, the heart begins to heal in ways nothing else can. The final lesson. Regret is not a punishment. It's proof of conscience. It means you cared deeply. It means you lived fully. But life isn't asking you to keep looking back. It's asking you to take what you've learned and walk forward. Lighter, wiser, freer. Your regrets are not chains. They're stepping stones, leading you to grace. So, take them, bless them, and let them become what they were always meant to be. Your greatest teachers. Because when regret finally transforms into wisdom, peace follows quietly behind. And for the first time you realize, nothing was wasted.